Here's the rub. MPow, Aukey, along with about a dozen or so other Chinese manufacturers have been banned from selling their products on Amazon due to them, well, they've been buying their reviews. Shocking, I know. While you can still buy their products at each respective website, you and I both know most people are not going to do that. Since the MPow Air is generally considered one of the better Chinese manufactured headsets out there, I figured why not find a product that you can still buy on Amazon that might be able to compete with the quality. The first set that caught my eye was by the brand Xiberia, and I'm not going to make any excuses as to why this is the case. I just like the name Xiberia. But they do have a nice look to them that definitely gives off a Corsair vibe. So how does the Xiberia headset stack up against the MPows? Let's take a look. Not to be confused with the Xiberia 5.8 GHz version, which is an entirely different conversation. The Xiberia 2.4 GHz wireless gaming headset sports pretty much pound for pound features that the MPow Air Wireless does. The MSRP for the Xiberia is $60, but often can be purchased for around $30 to $45 on Amazon. The MSRP of the MPow is $70 and generally can be had for less on eBay. The Xiberias come with 2-inch drivers and a 1500 milliamp hour battery. Something to note about the Xiberias here are these larger holes. That's where the ear cup mounts to. The ear cup has this plastic plate on the inside that then clips in here and can just be popped right off. This is nice. I like this touch. The MPows also have a 2-inch driver, but only an 1100 milliamp hour battery. I'm going to test these headsets out to let you hear and make your own decisions, and I'm also going to compare them to the V-Moda Boom Pro plugged in. Let's go ahead and give the MPow mic a test. In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog, a land of gray crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Now some plosive tests. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Pressed the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. 2 fish swam in the tank. Her purse was full of useless trash. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. Read verse out loud for pleasure. All right, let's test the Xiberia microphone out. In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog, a land of gray crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. On to the plosive test. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Pressed the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the young boy. 2 blue fish swam in the tank. Her purse was full of useless trash. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. Read verse out loud for pleasure. Okay, now let's compare those to the plugged-in V-Moda Boom Pro. In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog, a land of gray crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. On to the plosive test. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned in the bent hook. Pressed the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The beauty of the view stunned the boy. 2 blue fish swam in the tank. Her purse was full of useless trash. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. Read verse out loud for pleasure. Oh, you know what? This mic has been here the whole time. It is off, I swear. Just so you can tell, I'll move this away. And, it's not at all, it hasn't changed at all. I'm still speaking into the V-Moda Boom Pro, as you can see. If I was doing anything, you would hear that. So, just so you know, I am not faking these tests here. I have no skin in this game. I'm not affiliated with V-Moda, Behringer, MPow, or Xiberia. I spend all my own money on all of this stuff. I'm just interested, like you, to see if there's any inexpensive options out there instead of just going right to the more expensive name brands anymore. Now I'm going to do some tests on the audio quality. However, I can't really have you hear this because no matter what I do, you hear the way you hear. And if I translate that through a microphone into a computer and then back out to you through a different audio source, then it's not going to do anything. But I will listen to some music and give you my opinions. All right, I'm going to test the Xiberias first. And the song I always use is Yoshi Horikawa's Bubbles. I'm going to try to listen to it close to the microphone so that if there's any audio bleed, you'll hear it. I'm going to listen to them at pretty high levels as well. Closing your eyes can sometimes make your brain feel the space that the music's giving you. And honestly, the Xiberias don't have a very wide soundstage, which means, if you don't know, it doesn't feel like I'm really in the room with things bouncing all over. However, it is very clear. It is very crisp. And surprisingly, so surprisingly, the bass is not muddy. I was very convinced that these were going to sound terrible. Are they high quality, like audiophile headphones? No, they're definitely not. Like, if I'm popping on music and I really want to listen to it, I'm going to throw my 5.8X's on, or a better headphone in general. But are they listenable? Yeah, they absolutely are. I could throw these on and put some music on if I'm just chilling and I don't want to have the wire around. But I think what'll be more important is how does it sound with spatial audio in a game. All right, we're going to start back from the beginning here with the MPows. And just right off the bat, they're so much louder. Like, I need to turn these down. The sound space does feel a little bit bigger here. It doesn't have as much punch that the Xiberias had, but I don't think it's bad. I kind of like it. It's a warmer sound. It's a lot more inviting, and it doesn't feel as clinical. It doesn't feel as analytical as the Xiberias. And what I mean by that is that it doesn't feel like I can pick each sound out as well. It does feel like they're all sort of blending in to the music, which is not a bad thing, but can be when you're playing video games. Overall, though, I'd say these also sound really good for what they are. Again, remember that these headsets are very well priced for what they give you. The one thing I have to say, though, is that the clamping force on the Xiberias is very strong, and my ears do touch the inside of the cup, which is not my favorite, especially since they have this mesh in the middle, so I can kind of feel that rubbing, whereas I'm not getting that in these at all. On top of that, they just don't have as much clamping force, but they do feel tight, and they are getting a nice seal, even with my beard and my glasses. Something else to note is that the glasses for neither of these was an issue. That seems to just have no problems with them. But again, let's test these out in some video games. We are going to test out some positional audio playing the campaign for Battlefield 1. I'm not sure these headphones, these MPow handled that all that great. It's like it's a little muddy. Now keep in mind I am using Dolby Atmos for headphones. You may have a little bit of a different experience using Windows Sonic. What? Where did that just go? Alright, so I died. I gotta say, I'm not getting,
all over the world. So
you know,
thinking this war.
they sound okay. Are you joking? Are you joking? I'm not getting that much positional audio, even with the Dolby Atmos. They sound fine in the game. They're not like impressing me very much, but you gotta remember the price of these headphones, you know. Okay, I think that's enough time with these headphones. Oh, how did I get into the console? Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and just test the Xiberia in Battlefield 1. Okay, now I got the Xiberias on, and honestly, I already feel like there's more clarity, but they are quieter. What cannon? Oh, I did it already. Yeah, but this is like split, honestly. Way quieter. These are full up. They're putting out 2/3 the volume of the MPow. Oh, bullcrap! Flames don't go that far. I can't see anything. Yeah. Oh, I'm peeking on the microphone on this one, so you know these are quieter. They really are, but they're a lot clearer, I think. They're not as warm, but that's not that important when you're gaming. You know, it's fine, but just due, frankly, to the fact that these are so much quieter. Like, I want to bring these up more, and I just can't. There's nothing to do that with. Yeah, I got them all the way up. I got them all the way up on the headphone. Whatever. Okay, so, you know, that's all I really needed to notice here was how these sound. And honestly, they don't compare just due to volume. It's nowhere near as loud, and that's really not... You need a little more power out of these things. So I think that'll be enough testing for this. So who in my book has won? Well, I think it's pretty obvious by the end that the MPow still kind of wins this. These Xiberias would absolutely be in the running, but they just are so quiet. And I don't know if it's because maybe they need another charge or I got a dud set, but the MPow still, for the money, is way better. So my suggestion is to check eBay, check the MPow website, buy yourself these, save a little money on eBay. I think I spent $30 with shipping. So MPow definitely takes the cake on this one. Let me know if you have any experience down in the comments below. Of course, there's plenty of headsets out there, so if you have a specific headset you're interested in, let me know. I might get it and do another comparison. Anyways, thanks for stopping by.